The San Francisco 49ers turned some heads when they chose for Ricky Pearsall to be the first-round draft pick in a really long time. Initially, a lot of people were really critical of the pick, but slowly but surely, analysts began to come out of the woodwork praising that pick. Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, all that good stuff. And many even changed their tune to become fans of that decision after the fact. New info just came out today that now suggests the 49ers were not the only team out there that saw some incredible value in Ricky Pearsall, among other 49ers draft picks as well. I can't wait to break this one down because this one is super fun. In this video, we're talking about what others saw in the 31st overall pick of the draft, plus some feelers on some other 49ers picks, some updates from camps, and the best thing you'll see all week in today's video. If you're new here, I'm Nate. We're talking the San Francisco 49ers on this channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're talking the 49ers every single day. You don't want to miss a beat. It's a lot of fun right now to be a 49ers fan. It's always fun, but right now is especially fun, which is why I always end the video saying, what a time to be alive. Listen, the good news is this. This is the breadcrumb for you here, okay? The New York Giants released their draft prospects for the 2024 draft class, and it's fascinating, especially for fans of other teams. I'm sure if you are a fan of the New York Giants, you found this whole Hard Knocks season to be exciting. You enjoyed watching and seeing the draft picks and all that stuff, seeing the board. But man, as a fan of another team, it's also incredibly fun. Before we break it all down, looking at the draft, let's just say, all right, let's just say pick 25 and above. Just looking at the draft, who are you disappointed that we missed out on? If you're still disappointed. If not, let me know. Now, in retrospect, I'm happy with the decision to pick up wide receiver Ricky Pearsall, and I don't at all regret the decision that was made by the organization. Or is there somebody out there, and I'm going to say realistically, like pick 25 and beyond? Because honestly, as I've said before in this channel, my feelings on this particular Brandon Aiyuk trade debacle that happened right before the draft, and the same thing was true of Deebo Samuel. My feeling was that they were looking for a top 10 pick because I think they could have gotten close to top 10, but they were not offered something they were willing to take. So my thinking is either they were looking for a first rounder plus something else, like a first rounder and a second rounder or something like that, which makes sense, or they're looking for like a top 10 first-round draft pick in this year's draft because this is the Super Bowl window, which is why I don't love the trade rumors the only trade rumors that make any sense whatsoever are the ones that end up with Brandon Aiyuk being traded for somebody who makes an impact right now in this exact moment. But anyway, I'm digressing here. Relatively close to the 31st overall pick, you could say the 49ers could have traded and done something there. Right? So I'll say 25 and beyond. Is there anybody that you wish the 49ers would have picked up instead of Ricky Pearsall? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to joining you there. Okay. So thanks to Hard Knocks, the Giants let their prospect color coding for the 2024 draft class leak. Interesting to see who they tagged in the codes, says Warren Sharp, legend, of course. So you can see the color choices there: blue, red, purple, pink, gray, and yellow. And he was asked about that. Here's what he said. Blue is an all-around good leader, teammate, and person. So we're talking about the character of the person. This is a great guy to have in your locker room. He's the kind of guy, he's a marigold, right? He makes the guys around him better, right? Red would be medical concerns. Purple would be character concerns. So this is the opposite of the marigold. This is the walnut tree. He sucks all the energy out of other teammates. You're worried if this guy ends up on your team that he's going to need to be managed from character perspectives, right? Maybe you're worried that this guy's going to go out there and he's going to be at the club this weekend and some things are going to happen and he might not be able to play football for a little while. That's the kind of character concerns like I'm thinking of when I see purple here. Undersized measurement concern, and then multiple positions, which you know is maybe... I think about utility players in baseball, right? In baseball, utility player makes sense. In football, it's kind of weird because you've got guys who can do a job on special teams. but that's not really the same, right? Then you've got guys like Diamador Lenore who can play outside and inside, and that is a truly special skill. Nick Sorensen, by the way, not a topic of today's video, but Nick Sorensen talked about that today in the press conference, and it was fascinating to hear kind of a smart guy talk about that perspective of a player playing both in the nickel and out at the corner. Really, really interesting. Recommend that. Get on the 49ers YouTube channel and give that a listen. But whatever the case is, here are the colors. Now let's take a look at the photo, and we'll just pay attention to just a few names, the ones that really stick out for you. Obviously, it's pretty obvious when you look here. There are some guys with the 6th overall pick. They were interested in Drake May. Right? I get that. They were interested in some guys up here. They loved the leadership in Rome Odunze, but not enough to pick him as their first rounder. Brock Bowers. Okay. So moving on here, though, and I get down to Ricky Pearsall, and look at that. The New York Giants liked Ricky Pearsall. They liked this pick. They were a fan of this guy. If you look at their whole draft board, there are only 10, maybe 12, 13 of these dudes in blue, which I'll remind you is an all-around good leader, a teammate, a good person, a good teammate, a good leader. That's the kind of guy that they're seeing in Ricky Pearsall. Love to see that. Love it, okay? But let's keep moving on, because someone else that a lot of people, I'm thinking like Eric Crocker, for example, wanted us to get Cooper DeJean. And it's interesting to see kind of what other people are thinking about Cooper DeJean. He had like a small injury, ankle maybe, like a sprain at the end of the season. Like nothing massive. I think it was toward the end of the season, maybe, like November, okay, if I'm remembering correctly. So interesting that they have flagged him red, which of course, medical concerns. They have medical concerns about this guy, and that's not like he's currently carrying an injury all the time. A lot of times I think this guy's going to be carrying an injury or could have a recurring injury or might be a medical concern going forward for different reasons. So that's really, really interesting to me, because that was one of the guys I heard the most that people were disappointed we didn't take a shot at. On Cooper DeJean and why he slid in the draft, listen to what Campbell had to say here. In speaking to team sources, DeJean slid because of the position projection. Many teams felt he would not fit as an outside cornerback in the NFL and would have to be a nickel slot corner and safety, which is part of the reason that I think people liked him for the 49ers. But interesting there for sure. I went through the entire thing. I'm gonna go ahead and not bore you on all of it. It's hard to know. Just because these guys are labeled doesn't mean that the team was like dead set on them. You could be not labeled a leader, but also be a player that you're really excited about. For example, no special label for their first pick, right? But I want to look at this guy right here, 4th rounder, Malik Mustafa. Also, I looked at all the 49ers picks. These are the only two that came up as a special label, right? And Malik Mustafa was one that, again, was listed as an all-around good leader, good teammate, good person. Super, super interesting. I looked at this when I first saw it. I literally looked at this for probably half an hour. And I think I could just keep looking at it over and over and over. I think it's really fascinating to look at draft boards. I just find them super interesting. I nerd out over the draft boards. But I'm sure by now you're like, I've seen enough, or you've taken a screenshot and you're going to look at it on your own time. Wanted to look at a few other things, by the way. Just some updates from camp. Firstly, Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy having a good day. Brock Purdy had a really good day. I even have some footage here of Ricky Pearsall you can get a little look at. Fortunately, not copywritten, so I can actually show it, which is kind of nice. Look how clean his routes are. Look how clean he is. Oh, that one. So smooth. It's a lot of fun to watch, right? Now, obviously, I wasn't there, so I'm just going based off of what folks who were there were saying, but boy, is he fun to watch. The other thing that kind of was really interesting coming out, and I don't know if you've followed this already, but kind of there's two ways to take this. And I'm prepping you intentionally if you haven't seen this yet, because I want you to try and imagine one of these two possibilities and then make your own conclusion, okay? There are two possibilities, okay? Right now, Brandon Aiyuk is going to walk up. He's going to shake hands with Kyle Shanahan, or with John Lynch. Then he's going to go up to Kyle Shanahan, who's going to give him a little bit of a pat on the back. And I want you to tell me three options. Option one, either this is normal, this is what they do every day. Option two, Brandon Aiyuk is being traded to another team, and this is goodbye. Or number three, we've made great progress, and a deal is about to get done to sign Brandon Aiyuk to a big contract to stay with the 49ers for a long time with a lot of guaranteed money. So he takes this long, very long walk. I'm going to skip through most of that long walk across the field, and there is John Lynch. Ooh. Even that, right? Even that was kind of special there. Okay, now listen, I'm sure someone is going to be like, dude, you're making something out of nothing. And I understand that, all right? You want to say I'm making something out of nothing, that's fine. But why is it that everybody else on the internet saw this and thought the same thing? Why is it everyone's, oh, wow, that looked very special. That wasn't just like, hey, good to see you out here today. We know John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan want to see him on the training field playing. We want to see him in pads. We want to see him out there doing something. So this is not, oh, hey, thanks for showing up to practice again today, Brandon Aiyuk. Good to see you. There's 89 other guys out there. This is, hey, what's up, Brandon? Good to see you, man. Like, this is positive. And then look at Kyle Shanahan. Same thing. Okay, I know. I'm making too much out of this. I understand. I want you to look at how heavy of a high five slap, whatever you want to call that Kyle Shanahan hears. I mean, he sticks his arm out there. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Very, very excited to see you. So, to the original question, and don't worry, there's more coming. To the original question, do you honestly think that this is like, man, I look like I have not showered. I've been in the mountains for several days. Do you think that this is, hey, sorry that we had to trade you, but we wish you all the best? Or is this, hey, great day, progress, good to see you, it's about to get done? That's how it feels to me. I know we're making something out of it, and who knows what it is. You know that other people out there are seeing the same thing here. 49ers Sports Talk, love that Twitter channel. They do a great job there, or X channel, whatever. Big embrace, he calls it, right? Look, I said I would tell you that. Oh, you guys weren't even watching. I'm sorry, guys. Here's that at 49ers Sports Talk there. Okay, so I told you I would show you the best thing I saw all day today. Go to my channel or go to Coach Yak's channel here, and don't miss this, guys. You have to watch this. This will make you so amped for football. This is his official top 100 video, and I don't want to show it the whole thing because of copyright reasons, but it is fantastic. It will get you hyped. It includes, we probably have to break down the whole video in another video sometime, but it will, oh my goodness, guys. It'll get you so fired up. You'll be ready to run through a wall for Brock Purdy and this 49ers team. Listen, guys, super fun. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on all the fun. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this crazy stuff and what's happening right now. As always, what a time to be alive.